Can you remember your first ever taste of tea or coffee or hot chocolate? Does the memory live on for you? Can you imagine the smell of that liquid, the taste on your tongue? Is it very sweet? Was it too bitter? How did you react? Well, today's painting takes us back to that moment, a split second in time. I'm Jacqui Ansell, dress historian and art historian, and I want to invite you to take a brief coffee break with me, drinking in the details of this beautiful painting by Nicolas Lancret. Take a long lingering look to the back of this painting in the top right-hand corner and find the frond-like feathery trees, and then move your eye along that tree line until you get to the opposite edge. And there you see a tiny little glimpse of a triangular roof, a little hint that we're in a garden, we're not too far from the main house, and that house is going to be grand, but I think we're looking here at a summer house. Move your eye down to look at the brown-dressed servant, and here you see him serving up hot drinks for the family who employs him. Look at the silvery sheen of the vessel that contains the hot liquid. Feel the fine porcelain in your hands, but look then to the silken garments of the family, denoting their wealth. I love the sensation that we can just see a little bit of glittering gold of the man's waistcoat and embroidery. Now have a look at the eager face of the little girl who is waiting for her first cup of coffee. The faces of the children eagerly anticipate the moment, a moment when that sip is going to take the little child into the adult world. Look at the fond gaze of the mother with her rouged cheeks. Imagine reaching out and touching that silken fabric. But first, let your eyes linger on the pearlescent underskirt that's revealed as she's very sensibly taken precautions. She doesn't know how her child is going to react to this first experience, so she has swathed her child in linen and pulled back her top skirt, because in the days before washing machines, that's a very wise move. But we're still on the sense of sight, and look down and see the discarded fashion doll, a fashion doll that was originally used by the mother to tell her of the latest styles, and now seems to be as though childish things have been discarded, abandoned for this little taste of the adult world to come. And now think about the sounds that you might hear. Look at that dog. Is he crunching a juicy bone? He's certainly got his mouth wrinkled up as he's sniffing. I can imagine him sniffing and rooting around, snuffling in the hollyhocks. And move your eye upwards and you'll see a water feature with its tinkling sounds as the water pours out of the grotesque mouth and then just trickles down from that shell-like shape that is so very typical of the Rococo style. As your eye sweeps around the top of that water feature, you find a beautiful vase, a vast vase of flowers, and each flower is in full bloom and very carefully cultivated. And it reminds you that this is not a natural environment. It's an environment that's been brought to look natural by human endeavour. Many hands have made this garden work. Now let's think about the sense of touch. Can you reach out and feel those soft petals of the peonies under your fingertips? And then wind down the stem of the vase and smell that honeysuckle, the sweetness of this bower. So now I've introduced you to some of the surroundings. Let's hone in on the detail in the middle, this very significant moment. And we talked about hearing. Well, here you hear a pin drop. This is a moment of anticipation before she takes her first drink of that hot liquid. Imagine back to your first ever taste of tea, coffee, hot chocolate. Did you cup it in your hands? Did you drink in the smell? Did you then sip it gingerly? Did you slurp it down? How is she going to react to this liquid? And interestingly, what liquid is it? This is a painting that's been exhibited under the titles A Cup of Tea, A Tasse du Chocolat, a chocolate cup, and now, as it probably was originally, exhibited as a family taking coffee. So imagine the difference in taste there. If it's bitter coffee, maybe her mum is right to take precautions. Maybe this child will not love this taste that will linger in her mouth. We know it's coffee because if we look at the shape of the receptacle held by the servant, it hasn't got that familiar squat shape of modern teapots that actually the same shape in the 18th century. We know it's not chocolate. It doesn't have the stirrer that you'd need to keep the liquid moving, to stop it setting. So, coffee. So a painting that appeals to the senses, but also it gives us insight into a more intellectual pursuit, the Enlightenment and the notion of empiricism, learning by experience. So this is a time when the notion of childhood was undergoing a change. Instead of original sin that had to be beaten out of the child, we now believe that the child's soul is like a blank page, a tabula rasa, a wax tablet that can be erased, written on and erased and written on anew. So it's up to the child itself to form her own destiny. So this is a brief moment captured in time, a moment that will linger on the lips for just a millisecond as the child comes to terms with the taste of the sophisticated adult world. But here she's writing on her soul and she's thinking about the future perhaps and how we might learn to experience the world. Nowadays we say there's no accounting for taste, and some of us may love the candy colours of Rococo and the frivolous seeming subject matter that was swept away by the concerns of the French Revolution. This is the Ancien Régime, this is the life of aristocrats at play. There weren't many French 18th century paintings when the gallery was set up in 1824. The modern French paintings were less popular with a public who'd been used to being at war with Napoleon's troops. But this is a painting that has gone in and out of fashion. And it's a painting that, for me, has got a sense of familiarity. Who could forget their first cup of tea, or coffee, or hot chocolate?